Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a Wednesday night, 9 o'clock Eastern Time for the ASRL American Sim Racing League here on Turn 3 Racing Network. My name is Sam Baumgarten, and I'm glad that y'all could come out this evening and watch these boys take on Talladega. Right now, these guys are in qualifying. As you see Kyle Wellman out there on track right now, taking his qualifying times. Currently at the top of the leaderboard is the number 89 of Philip Van Vliet with a 56.196. Philip Van Vliet with a 56.196. Everybody decided to go out and qualify a little bit early tonight. Cody Moore out on track right now, taking his qualifying times. Last time by was a 56.230. Let's see if he can improve his starting position for the evening. Looks like Cody Moore deciding to bring in that truck down pit road. He is sitting fourth currently on the board. Jeff Ward is also out on track. Last time by, he's 57.177, sitting in ninth position right now. Ninth position for the number 55 of Jeff Ward. Jeff Ward improves to a 56.291. That's good enough for sixth position on the board tonight. Brian Mellendorf waiting to go out. Looks like he did set a slower time of 57.303. It's good enough for 10th spot right now. But again, everybody, I want to thank you for coming out and watching the American Sim Racing League here on Turn 3 Racing Network. Again, my name is Sam Baumgarten, one of the newer broadcasters for Turn 3 Racing Network. New PC, so y'all should be seeing this in a good old 1080p at 60 frames per second. And I hope it looks good to everybody. Looks like we got, let me see here, Derek Paulson out on track right now. Derek Paulson in the number 6 MF Racing Designs Ford. If you are in need of a iRacing wrap / paint scheme, hit up MF Racing Designs on Facebook. The man does quality work. I can say that for myself. I have him do my paint schemes, logos, everything of that nature. So go ahead. If you need something, hit him up. He does great work, quality work. And if you are not satisfied, he will change it until you are. It's one of the best things about Michael. He will make sure that you are satisfied with your paint scheme. Hope everybody is doing well this evening. These drivers are going to be taking on 94 laps here at Talladega this evening. Straight up, no stages. If I'm correct, I do believe they get 3 tire changes as well, but as we all know, tires not really too much of a factor here at Talladega. But 3 tire changes nonetheless here this evening. Derek Paulson riding that top line here around Talladega, trying to get that truck wound up the best he can, get the top speed out of it. Should see him drop to the bottom here on his second lap. That time by, he did a 56.978. That's good enough for 10th spot on the board for the number 6 of Derek Paulson. But as you can see, down on the yellow line, almost touching the apron a little bit there for the number 6. We'll see if Derek can go ahead and improve his lap time here on the second lap. We know it's going to be a little bit faster, but will it be good enough to take the pole position for tonight? Coming down through the tri-oval here, across the line. Derek Paulson hits a 56.237. That's good enough for 5th on the board for Derek Paulson. And ladies and gentlemen, that being said, qualifying is rounding out here. And if you could do me a huge favor, we're going to go ahead and play your national anthem for these guys tonight. So please rise and remove your hats for our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular their bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
And we are back. Hope you all enjoyed the national anthem. Gets me fired up every time I hear that specific one. Again, shout out to Chris and Rick at Turn 3 Racing Network for hooking me up with that to play for the ASRL Racing League here before they start their race tonight. Drivers are gridding up. Just another couple of seconds here. These guys are going to start rolling off. It's going to be one pace lap to a green flag. Brand new pace car out there. Got to say, it definitely looks rather fancy. Packed house here tonight at Talladega for the ASRL. And we are rolling off to get this show underway. All right, everybody, on your screen is your grid for tonight. We'll run through it. Starting in first position is the number 89 of Philip Van Vliet. Starting to his outside is the number 333 of Kyle, the Wheelman Wellman. As we all know him, good to see him back racing again. Starting in third position will be Brian Dees in the number 17. To his outside will be Cody Moore in the number 51. Starting in fifth position will be Derek Paulson in the number 6. Sixth place goes to Corey Rutherford in the number 5. And Jeff Ward will be starting in the 7th position in the number 55. Rick Thompson to his outside in the number 76. Alan McEwen in the number 14 starting in 9th. Craig Huff to his outside in 10th, and the number 81, Brian Mellendorf in the number 1, will be starting in 11th. And of course, no time to Fred Thompson and Casey Campbell. They are your in-race admins for this evening. Strong field out there tonight, ladies and gentlemen. These boys are going to be doing 94 solid laps here at Talladega. Again, straight up, no stages. Pace car is going to go ahead and duck off, but long way down to that start-finish line for the green flag here. It's going to be in the hands of Philip Van Vliet and the number 89 to get these guys fired off here at Talladega. Green flag is in the air here at Talladega. Down into turns 1 and 2. It's going to take a while for these trucks to get up to speed. About a full lap it will take for these trucks to get up to top speed. Jeff Ward looking like he's going to jump up to the high side there and get into that top lane. The 17 of Brian Dees is going to get right on the back bumper of the number 89 and see if he can't push him here. And a lot of this speedway racing, everybody, I know you've seen it in real NASCAR. This is going to be a lot of patience this evening. A lot of patience on these guys tonight. Don't look now, though. Kyle Wellman getting pushed to the front here by the 51 of Cody Moore. Everybody not deciding to single out. They're going to stay side by side here. And the real question is who's going to work with who tonight? This is going to be a big... who are you going to make friends with? Who are you going to pit with? If you end up pitting by yourself, you are going to be out of luck. You're going to lose that draft, and you're definitely probably going to go a lap down. Oh, a little door slam there. That's going to put Van Vliet down on the apron. Definitely got some damage out of the number 51. Some right side damage to the number 80. Excuse me. Number 89 of Philip Van Vliet. Not sure exactly what happened there. It looked like maybe Corey Rutherford might have not lined up the back bumpers and got the 89 a little loose. Or I'm sorry, the 51 a little loose. Looks like Kyle Wellman, he's deciding to drop to the back. Definitely a smart move. These guys look like they're going hard on the first lap. A little bit of left side damage, like we said, on that number 51, but as long as he's got somebody pushing him, it shouldn't affect him too much here. Down to the tri-oval. It's going to be close, but give that lap to Corey Rutherford. Leading the lap here this evening. Jeff Ward pushing him out to the lead. Corey's going to drop down in front of the 51, leave Jeff hanging out to dry. But Jeff runs up to the outside wall. Here comes the 81, maybe to try and work with him, Craig Huff. Brian Dees jumps up. It looks like he's going to try and work with Jeff. Down and back straightaway. Corey Rutherford, your race leader right now with Cody Moore pushing him. But Derek Paulson and Brian Dees are starting to team up on that high line, giving them a run for their money right now. Kyle Wellman dropped back quite a bit there. Hopefully he gets the draft, because if not, if he loses it, it's going to be hard for him to work his way back up there, especially with no help. But right now, according to my timing and scoring, Corey Rutherford is your race leader. Cody Moore is still pushing him. You got to watch, ladies and gentlemen, because these engines can and they will overheat if you push too hard. So you really got to manage your temperature in these trucks. Outside lane starting to form up there, about 4 trucks, but there's 5 trucks on the inside lane, but they just can't seem to get formed up like the outside lane is. The outside lane is nose to tail. There's definitely some gaps there between, the 51 and the 14, this 14 and the 76. They need to get bumper to bumper if they're going to want to stay with this outside lane. Ooh, Jeff Ward trying, I don't know if he got a little loose there, got a bad push, but he definitely wiggled and came down, almost down to the inside line. Kyle Wellman right on his back bumper, but Jeff Ward pushing the number 6, Derek Paulson, trying to get him up to the lead. And the question is, what will Derek do here? Is he going to drop down? No, he's not going to be clear, but give that lap to Derek Paulson. And the amount of lead changes we're going to have here tonight is going to be ridiculous as Brian Dees just takes over the lead now. Kyle Wellman drops down to the inside line. And that inside line now is really formed up. It's only 2 cars to the outside, so we're going to see what Jeff Ward can do if he can push that number 6 up, but they're losing a lot of ground going down the back straightaway. Rick Thompson deciding to jump up into the outside lane. Haven't said a whole lot about him. He started in the back, working his way up to the front right now in that outside lane. Kyle Wellman just keeps jumping from line to line, but it seems like that outside line has finally prevailed as they drop down in front of Brian Dees. So now the question is, what do you do? Do you try to run the outside? Do you try to get up to the lead? There are no stages here tonight, so stage points aren't really a factor. However, Kyle Wellman says he wants to get up to the lead because he is, well, not only that, he can't really find a line out as Jeff Ward jumps to the outside. Another outside lane forming up. Down and back straightaway, Derek Paulson still technically your leader as of right now, but not for long because Kyle Wellman pushing Jeff Ward up to the front. Great racing so far by these guys, and don't look now, but the number 89 back up there again after that little incident at the beginning of the race with the 51. But just not able to get to the back bumper. Now Kyle Wellman and Jeff Ward are going to leave him out to dry. And now he is the only one up there besides Cody Moore in the 51. But Cody Moore just cannot seem to get to his back bumper right now. Number 81 back there looks like he's trying to make something work on that high line, but just can't quite get sucked up to him yet. Cody Moore looking to the inside of the 89. It's like the 81 having a little bit of an electrical issue in that truck. But up front, give it to Jeff Ward in number 55 with Derek Paulson running in second. And I tell you what, while we're running, let's see if we can't do a quick through the field while everybody's single filed out. Jeff Ward, number 55, your race leader right now. Derek Paulson in the number 6 running second. Rick Thompson in the number 76 is running in third. Brian, we call him over in Blazing Pedals, the Soul Snatcher. He's running fourth in that number 17. Corey Rutherford in the number 5 is running in fifth. Alan McEwen in the number 14 right behind him running in sixth. Cody Moore in the number 51 running in seventh. Craig Huff in the number 81 running eighth. Kyle Wellman dropped back to ninth position in the number 333. Brian Mellendorf in that number 1. He's back there running in 10th spot. And Philip Van Vliet, he is back there in the 11th position, just kind of riding it out. You can see the right side damage he got from that earlier incident. Big scrape down the right side of that truck. Not sure if it's affecting the aero of that truck or not, but I guess we'll find out here later in the race. Looks like these guys have found who they want to work with and have single filed out. So right now it's just going to be a patience game, and the question is how long can they go on fuel? And who's going to go with who down pit road? Again, if you get caught out and you end up by yourself on pit road, let's just be real here, you're going to have a bad time. These guys are doing a great job, though, here at Talladega. And I tell you what, we can go ahead and ride with Derek Paulson here for a second. Let's go into Derek Paulson's cockpit. Well, as Jeff Ford jumps out of line, I was going to show you, everybody. Oh, Derek Paulson decided to drop out of line. You guys are making this difficult for me, but there we go. We'll look at Brian Dees. As you can see from the cockpit, you cannot see anything over the spoiler of that truck. You put a lot of trust in the guy in front of you when you're pushing here at these super speedways. As I said that they got single filed out, just as quick as I said that, they got double file once again. So Jeff Ward jumped up, Derek Paulson jumped up. You got Brian Mellendorf in the number 1. He's up there with Cody Moore in the number 51. Everybody else deciding to stay on that bottom line, though. So, interesting move here. 76 looks like he might be having an electrical issue with that truck. Whatever it is, it looks like it sorted itself out as he's solid and keeps on moving. We're 3 wide here near the back of the pack, but it looks like Brian Mellendorf is just kind of trying to drop back. Same with Jeff Ward. It looks like Jeff's trying to drop back too. Interesting calls again. You know, he went up front, he led a couple of laps, he dropped back. It's just a game at this point, it looks like, with these guys. Or it's more like, you go lead. No, you go lead. No, you go lead. One of those situations. However, that did put Derek Paulson in the lead right now with Rick Thompson running second. On lap 15 of 94. Long race. Rick Thompson looking to make a move to the lead. He gets a run down the back straightaway, but he's not going to be able to clear him going into turn 3 as Brian Dees is going to get right up on the back bumper of that number 6. As I say that, pit stops are happening, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody bringing it down. Everybody brought it down pit road except for one, and that was Brian Mellendorf. Unfortunately, Brian did not get the memo, and that left him out to dry. That's going to hurt him, but everybody down pit road. Oh, big trouble in the pit lane. Looked like Kyle Wallman got into the back of the 51 there. That's definitely going to hurt the 51 as he got some pretty heavy front end damage in pit road. Looks like fuel only for a lot of drivers. No surprise there. As Kyle Wellman and the 89 still on pit road, the 51 still trying to get into his pit box. Kyle Wellman is down and away as well as the 89. 51 is out too. And he's going to have to get going to catch up to that pack, but that was an interesting pit stop there for the 51. Unfortunately, got tagged in the rear by the 333, and it sent him around. So there you have it, everybody. They can go about 15, 16 laps on a tank of fuel, and we all know when you're the leader, you're full throttle. So the leader's going to be using more fuel, and I think that's why you're going to be seeing a lot of guys jumping to the front, moving to the back, because they don't want to use up all that fuel. If you're riding behind somebody, you can ride 3/4 throttle, half throttle. Doesn't save a lot of fuel, but it does save fuel nonetheless. Brian Mellendorf coming out of pit road trying to get up to speed right now. But right now it is Brian Dees and Derek Paulson all by themselves. But don't look now. There is a pack of 4 coming up back there. It looks like Brian Mellendorf might actually luck out here. Because if he can let that pack of 4 catch up to them, they got 5 to 2 cars. They'll catch Brian Dees and Derek Paulson real quick in a hurry. As you can see, the 4 cars right here of Rick Thompson, Corey Rutherford, Alan McEwen, and Craig Huff all getting around the number 1 of Brian Mellendorf. Brian's going to go ahead and drop down behind him. And now the thing is, these guys need to get formed up. They have to get nose to tail, and they have to be nice and smooth. And they'll catch these 2 out front. They should catch them regardless, but it's a matter of how quick they can get formed up is how quick they're going to be able to catch these guys. As you can see, Derek Paulson and Brian Dees are working really well together. It looks like Brian Dees is kind of leaving almost half a lane there for Derek to get his nose down into some clean air, maybe get the engine cooled down on that number 6 machine. He is right behind the 17, right on his back bumper. But that being said, everybody, what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to take a quick commercial break and pay the bills. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
Iracing, you wanted the best. You got them 4 abreast. Often imitated, never duplicated. The greatest show on dirt, the World of Outlaw.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic, real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
Alrighty, everybody. We are back. Little hype up music never hurt anybody. These guys have caught the back of the pack. Or I'm sorry, caught Brian Dees and Derek Paulson. And we have a race once again. Again, those two trucks were just never a chance with the line of 5. I tell you what we're going to go ahead and do is after green flag pit stops, let's go ahead and do another quick through the field. Rick Thompson, your race leader right now, followed behind him is Brian Dees. Alan McEwen having a great run tonight in the number 14. He's running 3rd. Bouncing back and forth, though, is the top line and the bottom line, but it shows Derek Paulson running in the 4th position. Corey Rutherford running in 5th. Craig Huff in that number 81 doing a great job tonight as well, running in that number 81 in the 6th spot. Brian Mellendorf in 7th. Again, we thought he was going to be kind of hung out to dry there when he pit all by himself, but he managed to get on and off pit road rather quickly and stayed with this lead group. Kyle Wellman, after having an incident on pit road, he's running out there all by himself on the high line, running in 8th spot. Still has not gone a lap down yet, though. And Philip Van Vliet probably trying to get damage fixed on pit road. He is also out there by himself. And honestly, if I were those two, I'd try and communicate with each other and maybe try see if they can't make something happen. I mean, those guys up front are going to be way faster than them, but they're going to be a lot faster than them if they are by themselves versus if they were linked up. And not exactly sure what happened to Jeff Ward, but I am showing him on my timing and scoring is not even on the track, so must have had some sort of mechanical issue with the number 55. He is no longer on track. Decided to put it on the trailer. Again, Cody Moore, who had that incident on pit road with Kyle Wellman in 333, also deciding to pack it up and go home. Back up front, though, these guys do not know what they want to do here. They can't get single file, and they can't get double file, it looks like. They're having trouble figuring out who they want to work with. Derek Paulson deciding to drop back. Maybe a little fuel strategy here. We saw him working with the number 17 of Brian Dees. So, as you can see, Brian Dees is not out front either. So, maybe they're trying to go a lap later than everybody else and then start running, pushing a little bit harder when they come off the pit road. And when they were 2x2, they were pushing really good with each other. So we're going to have to see what happens with this group once green flag pit stops start up again, which should be in about another 5 to 6 laps. Sorry about that little delay, everybody. Looks like these guys are starting to single out, but they did pass the lap cars. Now, again, if these lap cars were smart, they drop down and try and get with this line and hope for a caution. I mean, it's a little bit smaller of a field, so we really don't want to see a caution or a big one happen this evening. But if the 333 and the 89 could get a quick caution, they take the wave around, they're right back in this race. And I tell you what, everybody, that's what I like to see. I'm not going to lie, is that you notice on iRacing when people run super speedways, everybody's gung-ho. They want to get to the front. They want to be that leader. These guys are running single file. Single file. They're not pushing the issue. They're just biding their time right now. That's all they're doing. There's no sense of pushing right now. There's still a long way left to go in this race. Look like Brian Dees and Rick Thompson, though, are working pretty well together. The 81 back there still looks like he's having some mechanical issues or electrical issues with that truck. But managing to stay in the pack and hold his own. Again, everybody, if you are watching tonight, go ahead and comment. I can see the chat. I like to talk to the viewers of the stream or the broadcast. Please feel free to comment, ask questions, and I'll try to answer them the best I can. If you are interested in joining ASRL, look them up on iRacing, American Sim Racing League, and also check out their Facebook and get in touch with one of the Speed Mafia guys. That would be Brad Collins, John Perkins, Casey Campbell, Fred Thompson, or Rick Thompson. And they'll go ahead and get you squared away and get you racing here with us next week. They run truck series, obviously, half tank of fuel, tire limits, you name it. The only thing they don't have is stages, but we love this straight up racing. Ooh, little wiggle there from the 76. Looks like the 17 might have not locked bumpers exactly where he should have. I mean, if you're off just a little bit, you're not hitting them square up, that's what's going to happen. He's going to get pushed below the yellow line. We got a top line forming up, though. We got a lap car of the number 89 of Philip Van Fleet out there trying to help the number 1 of Brian Mellendorf get up there. And Craig Huff in the number 81 also out to that outside lane. But just can't seem to get formed up enough to make a move to the lead. Lap 30, and we know that these guys can only do about 15, 16 laps on fuel, so when will they come down pit road for the second time of the night? Again, everybody, that last time, as Rick Thompson drops down. Ouch, Rick Thompson getting hung out to dry coming on the pit road. He's going to be by himself, but again, Rick Thompson was leading for a majority of that run, so he probably has less fuel than these guys who are riding behind him. And again, everybody, if you are out in chat, go ahead and feel free to chat, ask me questions, etc. And I tell you what, we're going to go ahead and do is I want to get the chat going, so go ahead and put in chat who you think is going to win this race. My pick for this evening, honestly, was Rick Thompson. I wanted Rick Thompson to get this win tonight, but he kind of got hung out to dry there as everybody comes down pit road. So we're going to have to see how this is going to play out. It worked for Brian Mellendorf. We're going to have to see if it works for Rick Thompson as well. But the whole field coming down pit road. And the question is what is everybody going to do? Is anybody going to take tires here? Not looking like it. It looks like everybody might just take fuel only. The 89 deciding to take tires. But down and away is everybody else. Uh-oh. We all saw that for the 14. He got up onto the yellow line. And here in iRacing, you have to stay on the apron until you hit the blue cone on the back straightaway. That could be an unsafe pit exit for the 14. We're going to have to keep an eye on him. Oh, Derek Paulson almost getting out of shape on the apron. So I say that Brian Mellendorf is on pit road. Where is Rick Thompson on the track, everybody? He is right behind this lead pack. So it didn't really affect Rick all that much, as now he can ride behind these guys and maybe try and save some of that fuel that he didn't have on that last run. So we'll be looking to see these guys come down pit road again at about lap 45. See, we got Mullet Music Productions out in chat. I think Corey can do it. Well, I tell you what, he's running real good right now. Corey Rutherford in the number 5. He's running in 5th position right now. No damage on the truck. Truck looks clean. Just kind of riding right now. He's in a good spot. Definitely in a good spot to win tonight. Back up front, it is the number 17 of Brian D's, Alan McGee. When we saw him hit the yellow line there, Kyle Wellman decided to come down pit road. But the 14's still on track, so he must have gotten lucky, and iRacing decided, no, you're good. No unsafe pit exit for you. He's running in 2nd right now. Going through the field again is Derek Paulson in the number 6. Again, we said Corey Rutherford having a great race tonight in the number 5. Running in now the 4th position. And Rick Thompson running in 5th. Remember, Rick Thompson pitted by himself, so for him to catch back up to this pack, not really catch up, but to time it just right, because everybody came down pit road to lap after him. He's still in contention for this thing. That's my pick for the night. Everybody single filed out once again. And again, we're going to see these drivers come down pit road probably at around lap 45, 46. So another 10 or so laps. Almost halfway through this race. And everybody kind of broken up. Nobody really riding on each other. It's just like you see in a real NASCAR race. I mean, these guys know they have a long way to go yet, and there's no reason to be pushing. There's no reason to push the issue. But we got pack stay-ins here tonight at Talladega. First time we've seen that here, at least for me, broadcasting. Got new equipment and everything for these guys. And again, I hope the stream looks excellent for you guys. That is the goal. I want it to look as crisp and as clear as possible. Everybody looking like they're just riding right now. So what we're going to go ahead and do, everybody, is we're going to try something new here for myself. We're going to go ahead and do a side-by-side and take a quick commercial break. So go ahead and stick with us.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is Iracing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic, real-world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is Iracing.
We got big time problems with that motor, buddy. Hey, just between you and me, the idea is to avoid the other cars. Congratulations! You just set the sport back 30 years with that move. That move will put you in the Hall of Shame. You keep doing stuff like that and we're gonna lose our sponsor. Looks like that's it for us today. Now I know why you got canned by your old team. It's over. We can't fix that damage.
Looks like your car is toast. You'll need a tow back to pit lane. Press and hold your reset button and we'll come and get you.
Iracing, you wanted the best. You got him 4 abreast. Often imitated, never duplicated. The greatest show on dirt, the world of outlaws.
All right, everybody, we are back. Hope you enjoyed that little side-by-side action there. As we're still single file, but don't look now. The driver who we said was having a really great night tonight, one of the people in chat's picks, Corey Rutherford in the number 5, is leading this race. And Brian Dees still holding on to that second position. Brian Dees has been running second almost all night long. He was up in the lead a little bit, but I haven't seen him drop further back than second place. See, somebody in chat said it looks good here for him, the stream-wise. I want to thank you for that. Appreciate that. That's the goal. We want it to look great for these guys. All right. Well, while these guys are running in single file, looks like Derek Paulson actually trying to make a move. Looks like Kyle Wellman's going to go with him. Kyle Wellman still a lap or so down right now. Running in the 9th spot, though. And he is going to just get ahead of steam behind the number 6 here. Looks like he's trying to push the 6 up to the front. Give the lead over to Derek Paulson for the time being. Those two drop down in front of Corey Rutherford in the number 5. But don't look now. Rick Thompson, he's trying to get up there. Oh, I don't know if that was side draft or if the 5 pushed up, but man, that was close. Derek Paulson out to the lead. I was just about to do it through the field, and then these guys decided to start racing each other. And remember, we're coming up here on green flag pit stops once again. All right, sorry about that, everybody. Thought I had something going on there on my side of things with the broadcast, but everything seems to be running just fine. I am keeping an eye on it. This is the first stream on the new rig. An interesting move here. Derek Paulson is running in first and hasn't really moved away from that high line. Now, I've said it before. I've known Derek for a while. I know he's heard it. Now, personally, I want to see in iRacing this happen at least one time. I want to see everybody get single file and run that wall, because we see it happen all the time in real life. I just want to see if it might work. And it looks like Derek's trying to get that going right now, and to be honest, it looks like it's working. Inside lane really not formed up as well as the outside lane is. He got 4 cars to 3 right now as the number 1 of Brian Mellendorf just kind of hanging back. Not sure what he wants to do. Probably just riding around. Can't blame him for that. Oh, Kyle Wellman. Oh, almost turning the number 6, it looked like. Real close there. Probably just ducking out, trying to get some air to that front bumper. Looks like Rick Thompson, I don't know if he got pushed down there, if he tried to go down there. It doesn't look like it, but he jumps back up in line. These guys are all spaced out. I believe we're going to be seeing some green flag pit stops coming here. We're going to have to see what happens. Nope, nobody decided to come down. They could probably go a couple more laps here. Kyle Wellman getting down on the apron a little bit. So right now, Kyle Wellman is just playing a pusher for Derek Paulson. Kyle Wellman is running in the 8th position. Looks like 2 laps down right now. But definitely up there trying to do his part and help somebody win this race, it looks like. And here we go, everybody. They're coming down pit road. Bring the whole field down except for one. Brian Mellendorf deciding to stay out on track once again. Does everybody get on pit road cleanly? It looks like they do. So everybody on pit road clean, nobody locking up the tires. Everybody doing a great job with that. down into their pit boxes. We're going to see if anybody decides to take tires this go around. Nobody has taken tires yet. Derek Paulson, fuel only. It looks like everybody fuel only is they're down and away. Race off Kyle Wellman actually beat Derek Paulson off pit road. And they got a great jump there. And Kyle Wellman deciding to let Derek go around him because I think Kyle just wants to push him right now. Interesting strategy calls going on right now. Brian Mellendorf coming down pit road. As I say that, it worked for him once. It worked for Rick Thompson one time too. So we're going to have to keep an eye on him and see what happens. Hopefully he doesn't lose this lead pack. But right now, Derek Paulson is going to cycle through as your race leader once again with Wellman pushing him. And Brian Dees back here with this line of 4 of Dees, Rutherford, Thompson, and Huff. And again, here in about a lap or so, watch this train catch those 2 guys out front there. As long as they can get formed up and push each other, they will catch them no problem. Brian Mellendorf coming back out on track. It's going to be interesting if he's going to be able to get up to speed in time. He might. If he can't get with the 6 of Paulson, he's definitely going to be able to get with that group of 4 back here. And as I said it, look at that. Corey Rutherford just pushing Dees, trying to catch up to these guys. And they caught them no problem, and they're going to go flying around them. All right, everybody, there is something I want to try here while these guys are all lined up, formed up. What we're going to go ahead and do is something I haven't done here in a while, but we're going to give it a try. Go ahead and turn it up. Man, you gotta love the turn it up. But these guys are back single file once again. Lap 52 of 94. Coming to take lap 53. Brian Dees is your race leader right now with Corey Rutherford in second. Rick Thompson following in third. Derek Paulson in 4th. Kyle Wellman actually running in the 8th position still, but out there trying to do his best to give somebody a hand the best he can. Craig Huff, though, is running in 5th. Brian Mellendorf making that single truck pit stop work out there running in 6th. Alan McEwen, unfortunately, had something go wrong. He is out there all by himself in the 7th position. Again, we know Kyle Wellman's out there running in 8th place. Philip Van Vliet, unfortunately, had to get some damage fixed after that little tangle in the early parts of the race. Still has a little bit of right side damage on that number 89 truck. He's out there running in 9th, though, and we know Jeff Ward, Cody Moore have decided to put it on the hauler for the evening. Back up front, though, Derek Paulson trying to make a charge all by himself out to the front. I don't think it's going to work, though. Those 3 in front of him are formed up pretty well. Derek's going to get smart and drop right back down in the line. So they last pit on lap 47, and Brian Mellendorf on 48. So we should be seeing these guys come down, I want to say lap 64, 65 again. Not much longer to go. A little under 40 laps now here at Talladega for the ASRL. Starting to get a little bit racy here up towards the front. Rick Thompson decided to go with Derek Paulson, 2 Fords. And down on the bottom, you got 3 Chevys. Brian Dees, Corey Rutherford, and Kyle Wellman. Kyle Wellman still jumping from line to line. Not exactly sure where he wants to go. Looks like Derek got pushed out by Rick Thompson to lead, and he's going to go ahead and leave him out, but Kyle Wellman's going to stay locked to his back bumper and maybe try and push that 76 back up to the lead. Unfortunately, it looks like Rick kind of got hung out to dry there as Kyle Wellman now leading the train but not leading the race. It's still Derek Paulson. And again, these two have been working together since the last couple of pit stops. So I'm wondering if Kyle has decided to go out front and maybe let Derek save a little bit of fuel. '81 still trying to figure out the electrical issues on that truck, but still out there racing. Doesn't seem like it's down on power or anything, so he could still be a contender here tonight. And honestly, any one of these drivers could be. The only one that is kind of struggling to maybe win this race is Kyle Wellman, but that's Talladega. And ladies and gentlemen, we have yet to see the big one yet here. These guys have been doing pretty good. But we know once it gets down to that last 10 laps, it's going to be side draft city. Tell you what, let's go ahead and go on board with the number 5 of Corey Rutherford and see what he sees for a lap. Brian Mellendorf getting a nice run to the outside there, but as you can hear, Corey Rutherford working that throttle. Not full throttle all the time when you're behind somebody. Rick Thompson flying by. And now, see, that makes me wonder if these guys are saving fuel, maybe trying to play some kind of strategy here, because Rick Thompson and Brian Mellendorf flew by them like they were sitting still. Almost a little strategy call, because you can see Kyle Wellman going to the outside with the number 1, trying to get behind that number 1, maybe trying to save fuel, like I said, because we know that Mellendorf has pitted later than everybody else this entire race. He pitted on lap 48, everybody else on lap 47. And again, as I say that top line formed up, and they're going right past Rick Thompson. But the 89 is right behind him, trying to give him a hand here, maybe to get him back up towards the front, or they might drop back. We're going to have to see how it plays out. We should be seeing green flag pit stops again here, and I'd say about 5 or 6 more laps as well. Again, the last time these drivers pit was on lap 47. Brian Mellendorf in the number 1 pit on lap 48. Everybody deciding to take fuel only. And I just figured out why Alan McEwen, he's back there still running by himself. About 42 seconds behind the leaders. And we know he's by himself. They're going to catch him real quick. But he decided to take tires that last pit stop. And probably a bad strategy call on him, as you can see, he's running all by himself out there. Back up to the front, though. Number 89 managed to push the 76 out to the lead. And it keeps going back and forth from a big inside line to a big outside line. Nobody knows where they really want to go. Definitely making it interesting here tonight on Turn 3 Racing Network. And they are catching that number 14 in a hurry. Brian Mellendorf going to the outside. Looks like he's going to try dropping back. Kyle Wellman dropping back as well. Again, not sure if Wellman has enough fuel to make it this run, because he was running out front there for a little while to pit with the rest of these guys. One truck dives off pit road, or dives onto pit road. It's Philip Van Vliet, the number 89. Philip is 2 laps down right now. So that being said, Craig Huff. Haven't said a whole lot about Craig tonight, except for him having a little bit of an electrical issue with that truck, but he's getting pushed out to the lead right now by the number 1 of Brian Mellendorf. Rick Thompson having a little bit of an electrical issue too in that number 76. And here they come, everybody. Down pit road is the entire field. Again, except for Brian Mellendorf. He decides to stay out on the track one more lap. Oh, Derek Paulson locking up the front tires coming onto pit road. Almost getting into the side of Brian Dees in the number 17. Looks like Corey Rutherford almost overshot his pit box a little bit there. Corey Rutherford taking tires. This might hurt him like it did the 14. We're going to have to see what happens as he backs up to get out of his pit stall. Interesting by the number 5. Might have accidentally a communication error there with the crew chief. And maybe Corey didn't want tires, and the crew chief said, we're taking 2 right sides. We do know that when you don't take tires for this long, the truck, the Xfinity car, any one of the cars on iRacing can get loose, especially coming off of pit road when you're down on that apron and all them marbles and dust. But back out front, it's a 4-truck pack right now. Kyle Wellman leading it, but Brian Dees is your race leader. So Brian Mellendorf is on pit road. He is coming off pit road right now. And here comes the pack of 4. Will he time it just right? Not sure if he's going to be able to get up to speed as that line of 4 goes high. He is staying with them. If they drop down in front of him or he slides up behind that 76, he should be able to pull the draft and get right back up in this thing. He better keep the pedal to the metal here, just so he can hang on to that draft and hope he can stick with this pack. Now, if I was Brian, you know, you've seen everybody working together. You've seen everybody coming down pit road pretty much together. If I was him, the next time I would come down with everybody just to make sure I don't lose that lead pack and possibly be in contention to win this thing. Mellendorf managing to stay with this pack of 4. We'll go ahead and do a quick through the field here. Brian Dees and the number 17 is your race leader right now. Derek Paulson behind him running in second. Rick Thompson and number 76 running in third. Brian Mellendorf managing to stick with this pack, running in fourth. Corey Rutherford taking them 2 tires. It definitely hurt him. As you can see, the leaders here are in turns 1 and 2. Corey Rutherford is just now crossing the start-finish line, so taking those 2 tires definitely hurt the number 5. He's going to be praying for a caution. Alan McEwen again, he also took tires, and he is about to get caught by the lead pack and go 1 lap down. Craig Huff, not sure what happened to Craig Huff, but he is no longer on track, it looks like. And now Alan McEwen is your first car 1 lap down. Everybody getting a little dicey here. It looks like Kyle Wellman's going to go ahead and let Brian Dees get out front, maybe get some clean air to the nose of that number 17, get the engine cooled down a little bit. Never know who's going to have to push who here when it comes down to the end of the race. As we're getting down near the end here, almost, I want to say about 40-some laps to go here. I'm sorry, 32 laps to go. My math's a little off, everybody. I apologize. Well, Alan McEwen got a hold of that draft, and technically right now he's on the lead lap, but if any one of these guys gets around him, it's going to put him a lap down. Wow, I was way off. 26 laps to go, ladies and gentlemen. 26 laps to go here at Talladega for the ASRL. So, everybody last pit on lap 63, and again, Mellendorf on 64. They can do about 15 laps on a tank of fuel. So I'm going to have to say these guys are going to have to stretch it a little bit on this fuel run if they can go about 15, 16 laps on a tank. Because according to my calculations here, if they were to pit in 15 laps after pitting on lap 63, they'd have to come down at 78. And that would leave 16 laps to go. So definitely look, we're probably going to get at the very least, one more green flag pit stop. Philip Van Vliet on pit road again. Not sure what's going on with that number 89 truck. Don't see any steam coming out from under the hood or anything like that. Wondering if maybe that right side damage had a little bit more of effect on that truck than we first realized. But these guys are single filed out. Again, Kyle Wellman running one lap down here in the 7th position. Alan McEwen is your first car, one lap down in the 6th position. Laps are winding down here, everybody. Again, according to my calculations, we should be seeing everybody pit around lap 78. If they could make it to 80, they could make it the rest of the way. But they're going to have to make it to lap 80. And Brian Dees is probably the one that's worrying about fuel the most. Being he is the leading truck in this pack, he is going to use the most amount of fuel. Everybody else is probably throttling their truck, trying to save as much fuel as they possibly can here with 22 laps to go. All right, everybody, with about 21 laps to go here, we're going to go ahead and do another side-by-side and get them bills paid one more time. You stick right with us, and when we come back, it'll be green flag, we hope, the rest of the way, but no more commercials following that. Stick with us.
We got big time problems with that motor, buddy. Hey, just between you and me, the idea is to avoid the other cars. Congratulations! You just set the sport back 30 years with that move. That move will put you in the Hall of Shame. You keep doing stuff like that and we're going to lose our sponsor. Looks like that's it for us today. Now I know why you got canned by your old team. It's over. We can't fix that damage.
toast. You'll need a tow back to pit lane, press and hold your reset button, and we'll come and get you.
Iracing, you wanted the best, you got them four abreast. Often imitated, never duplicated. The greatest show on dirt, the World of Outlaws.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic, real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
All right, and we are back here with 18 laps to go, coming down to 17 laps to go. And this is going to be the big question of when these guys decide to pit. Alan McEwen looks like he's deciding to come down pit road right now. He's already 1 lap down. It can't hurt him any more than he's already hurt. But Brian D's looking to the outside here of our race leader, Rick Thompson. And don't look now, the number 1 of Brian Mellendorf up there as well. Now remember, I said everybody, they all pit on lap 63 the last time by. Or the last pit stop, I'm sorry. And they can only do about 15, 16 laps on fuel, so it is going to be close of when these guys come down. They're going to probably try and do it on one more pit stop. They're going to have to. And definitely plan to see these guys get real racy here in the last 15 laps. Nobody deciding to come down pit road this time. And it's just a waiting game for us at this point to see when these guys decide to come down pit road. Derek Paulson hanging way off of the back bumper of Brian Dees. Again, probably trying to save that fuel. I think if they can get down to about 14 laps to go, they should be good to go for the rest of the race. And here they come. Oh, no, no. Oh, Derek Paulson hitting the pit road cone. Oh, man. Derek Paulson having some issues. Coming down pit road. Let's see if we can't get a replay of that. I don't know if we can get a replay of that or not. But Derek Paulson, unfortunately, messing up his pit entry. Hitting the pit road cone. That is definitely going to be a penalty for the number 6. Having such a good race. Just to have it taken away by an unsafe pit entry. I'll tell you what, I'm going to go ahead and see if we can't get a replay on that. We're going to have to go back a little bit further, it looks like. Yeah, no, just looks like Derek Paulson, unfortunately, getting it all wrong here. Coming out of the pitch, just came in way too hot. Hit one cone, hit another, and then just loses it in the infield. So, unlucky moment there for the number 6 MF Racing Designs Ford. And back up front, it's pretty much a 3-car battle at this point. Between the number 1, the number 17, and the number 76. Coming down, 13 laps to go here, ladies and gentlemen. 13 laps to go here at Talladega, and that's your top 3 right there. That is for the race win. Unfortunately, Corey Rutherford hoping for a caution that he doesn't look like he's going to get. He's still out there running by himself. Alan McEwen, though, and Kyle Woman are working together, so maybe if they could catch up to Corey Rutherford, there might be a slim chance of hope, but I don't think it's going to be enough time here. Because as you can see, this lead pack catching up to Corey right now. Looks like Rick Thompson's trying to break that draft a little bit. Maybe try and get Corey to pull. Maybe Rick's trying to look for a little bit of help here. Because right now it's only 3 cars and one person's going to have to go with the other if they're going to win this race. All right, everybody, they're going to be coming to 10 laps to go this time by. Who will take home the trophy tonight? There is the 3 possible winners right there, and my pick, the 76 of Rick Thompson, is there. So come on, Rick. You got it. And it looks like here, coming to 8 laps to go, not sure what Brian Mellendorf is doing. Actually, might be a smart move on his part. Dropping to the back, getting a run on these guys coming to the checkered flag. I could see that happening here for the number 1. The number 1 pit by himself all night, and he is running third. Running for a win tonight. He's in contention for a win this evening. 8 laps to go this time by. Corey Rutherford has caught up to these guys. And the question is, with Corey Rutherford being 1 lap down, who's he going to push? Who's he going to help? Right now, the battle for the win is between the number 17 of Brian Dees, the 76 of Rick Thompson, and the number 1 of Brian Mellendorf. Brian running up on the high line there. Again, not sure what he's trying to do. Maybe he's trying to get behind Corey, but Corey's kind of hanging off the back of the other 2 drivers right now. Seven laps to go here at Talladega. And again, I think I like where Brian Mellendorf is sitting right now. He dropped to the back, and he can get that draft to pull up on these guys when it comes time to go. But with 7 laps to go, 6 laps to go this time by, he's definitely going to be running out of time. Running a real interesting line here around Talladega too. Hitting the low line in the corners, but then coming straight up to the wall off of the corners. And honestly, what I think he's doing is he's trying to test it. He's trying to see what kind of a run he can get coming to the finish line, coming to the checkered. Six laps to go here at Dega. Corey Rutherford managed to get in between the 17 and the 76 of Rick Thompson. And now it looks like we got a 2x2 battle coming up here. Corey again is 1 lap down, but he is right on the back bumper of Brian Dees. He needs to watch, though. If he keeps pushing like that, his engine temps are going to get really hot, and he's going to have to back off. They're going to have to time it just right to be able to get this win tonight. And here comes everybody. Rick Thompson is trying to side draft that inside line, but Brian Mellendorf is just not sticking to the back bumper to that 76. Again, I think he knows what he's trying to do, but it's just not the right time right now to go, and he knows that. But 4 laps to go this time by. Rick's getting a run here on the high side, trying to do it by himself. Oh, Big Rick! That's going to be a caution. Oh, man. And that changes everything. That changes everything. We're going to get a couple of guys that are going to get their lap back. This is crazy. This is going to be a wild finish now. We're going to have to see exactly what happened there. See if we can't get a replay on that. Yeah, it looks like the 5 just kind of drifts up when the 76 was trying to side draft him. And unfortunately, it looks like the engine let go on the 76. See if we can't go back a little further and see what happened. Yep, 76 was just trying to side draft the 5. And unfortunately just pushed up the track just a little bit. Unfortunate night there for the 76, having a great race. And you're definitely going to see your leaders coming down pit road. And again, it's unfortunate that the engine let go on that number 76, but this is going to change everything here. Should get a couple of drivers to get their wave around. Brian Dees and Mellendorf are coming down pit road. So if I was Alan McEwen, obviously you're going to stay out. You're going to try and get your laps back here so you can be in contention to win this race. All right, everybody, that again changes everything. So unfortunately my pick got taken out, so I'm gonna have to pick somebody else. Corey Rutherford and Rick Thompson both on pit lane, both with some pretty heavy damage. It's just an unfortunate circumstance here at Talladega. That looked like the 5 kind of pushed up a little bit there, and when Rick was trying to side draft him, it just hooked him into the outside retaining wall. So Alan McEwen did get his lap back, and he is coming down pit road. I believe the 14's out of fuel. The 14 appears to be out of fuel. Oh, man. You know what? That's going to allow Kyle Wellman probably to get his wave around and get back in contention for this win. Again, this just changes everything. And unfortunately, the 14 running out of fuel, having to tow. It will go into overtime here, ladies and gentlemen, for the ASRL at Talladega. Right now, it's between Brian Dees and Brian Mellendorf. Kyle Wellman on pit road. 2 laps down, though. All right, everybody, it's going to be a green-white checkered here. It's between Brian Dees and Brian Mellendorf. The battle of the Bryans here at Talladega. And Kyle Wellman to push whoever he wants to push to this win, basically. Kyle Wellman 2 laps down, sitting in third. Green flag is in the air. 2 to go here at Dega. Brian Dees jumps out to a pretty solid lead here. Kyle Wellman's going to drop in behind him here. I'm wondering who he's going to work with again. Brian Mellendorf dropping back, running that high line. Not sure why he decided to go up there, but we're going to be coming here 1 lap to go after we get through turns 3 and 4. Coming through the tri-oval. 1 lap to go for Brian Dees. Brian Mellendorf dropped back a lot. I'm not sure, again, why he's deciding to do that. The 14 is also 2 laps down, but he is fighting for a spot with Kyle Wellman. So this actually could get interesting here coming down the backstretch. 14 trying to make a move up around. 1's trying to make a move. I think that was a bit too early, though. Through turns 3 and 4 for the final time. The 333 of Kyle Wellman is all over the back bumper of Brian Dees, trying to push Brian Dees to a win. Wellman's going to block for Brian Dees. Oh, man. And Brian Dees is your race winner tonight. That right there is teamwork at its finest, ladies and gentlemen. Go ahead, let these guys come around. Brian Dees is going to go ahead and do his burnout. Looks like Brian Mellendorf already deciding to tow. And unfortunately, I'm not seeing the number 1 in chat. So we're only going to be able to interview the race winner and our 3rd place finisher of Kyle Wellman. All right, it looks like Brian has completed his burnouts. So without further ado, post-race interviews. Let's go ahead and get Kyle Wellman up here in the booth. Kyle Wellman, it's Sam up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. You got me?
I got you, man. Well, hey, you know, probably not the race you really was expecting to have tonight with your first time back, first time running with these guys too. But walk me through what happened tonight. It was a big move there at the end. I know you were 2 laps down. Were you blocking for Brian? I mean, just kind of walk me through how your race went tonight.
Been working with Brian and the rest of the guys all night. He's the last one left, but the 14 there is actually racing me for position. He had a big run, so I just had to block him to keep that position for myself. Had a really bad start to the race on pit road. I don't even remember who it was, just braked on the outside lane, and I got into him and spun him on pit road, so sorry for that. Kind of threw off our strategy, and then I got a black flag on the second pit for unsafe pit exit. I must have just barely nicked it off the exit, but still salvaged a top 3, so we'll take it.
Yeah, you definitely can't complain about a top 3. Unfortunately, 2 laps down, so like I said, not really the night you were expecting to have, but you had a good night regardless, finishing in 3rd place. So is there anybody on that 333 that you want to thank tonight?
I got to thank ARC Performance and Napa Auto Parts. I thank my friends and family, my girlfriend for supporting, Michael Falk Painting, and I think that's it.
All right, man. Well, we'll go ahead and let you celebrate that 3rd place finish, and we hope to see you next week.
Yes, sir. See you later.
That was the driver of the number 333, Kyle Wellman, finishing in 3rd place. And again, Brian Mellendorf not in chat right now, so I can't interview our 2nd place finisher. But however, what I can do is I can go ahead and get Brian Dees, our race winner, in here. Brian, do you got a copy?
I got you, Sam. How's it going, man?
Hey, it's going, man. You know, wasn't expecting you to win tonight. I won't lie. I was kind of going for Rick there. He seemed like he had a pretty good truck tonight, but you managed to come home with a win, man. Walk me through the race tonight.
Kind of a long race, to be honest. It seemed like a lot of laps for the truck series here. But it was a lot of fun. Led some laps. I'm not sure if I had most laps led or not, but I know I had quite a few. Coming to the end, right before that last caution, I think it was Rick that had a kind of a run. I guess maybe something happened with the 5 and he slid up the track a little bit on him or something. I don't know. But yeah, that last green white checkers came down to me and the 1. I honestly thought he was gonna beat me. I was talking to a couple guys in the Discord channel saying that you top it off on fuel, it goes a little bit faster, gets the spoiler out of the air a little bit. I didn't fill it up, so I thought for sure he had me, but got a bit of a assist from the 333 there, so I definitely owe him a thank you.
Yeah, he did say he was working with you all night long, so, I mean, hey, you can't complain. Brian, you came home with a win tonight. Is there anybody on the 17 you want to thank?
I got to thank the sponsors of the league. Island Custom Woodcraft. I think they're hooking us up with a pretty sweet trophy this season. Champion Barbecue Supply for helping us out. And then there's always got to thank Michael Falk at MF Racing Designs. He did the paint scheme for this truck and pretty much all vehicles that I do on iRacing. Can't say enough good things about him. He does awesome. I know you know that. A lot of guys we race with know it too. If you're looking for a paint, check him out.
All right, man. Well, hey, go ahead and celebrate that win, and we'll see you next week.
Appreciate it, Sam. Thanks.
And that was your race winner, Brian Dees. And ladies and gentlemen, that's going to go ahead and do it for us here tonight on Turn 3 Racing Network for the ASRL Racing League, or American Sim Racing League, rather. Thank you all for coming out and watching and supporting. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit that like button and support Turn 3 Racing Network. And check out all the other broadcasts, man. A lot of great broadcasters. Chris and Rick, Roger Muth. I know KR does some stuff. I know there's a couple other guys. I'm sorry I haven't learned your names yet. But big shout out to everybody on Turn 3 Racing Network. Brian Dees, your race winner here tonight in American Sim Racing League. And that's going to do it for me. And we'll see you next time. Everybody have a good one.